Good morning, everybody. It has been such a long time since I've sat down and colored with you guys or made any videos. I'm a grandmother now, so that takes a lot of my time, and she lives with me and my husband, and she's a blessing. A while back, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago even, I was working on a Gnome Home poster that a lot of people followed and really loved the poster, and it still to this day is my favorite. I was not able to complete that poster. The poster got tore, the poster got wet. By the time I was ready to come back and work on it again, it wasn't worth it, because if I had continued with all the tears and stuff, it just would have looked horrible, so I just tossed it. However, I've recently ordered another one. So today is day one. I'm jumping right back in there and starting with this mushroom top. All my videos will be posted in the Facebook group. I think it's Coloring Book Reviews. The picture on it is Prismacolors, so feel free to jump over there and get in that group. There's quite a few people in there. It's active. It's more of a group for beginners and people that are wanting to learn. Group for people to post reviews on different coloring books, flip throughs, things like that. You can definitely post your artwork. There's many albums to post your artwork. It's a great little place to be. I really enjoy it. I enjoy watching everybody and talking. But anyway, so back to this mushroom here. What I'm doing is I've got 3 colors that I'm using right now, and it's Crimson Red, Crimson Lake, and Tuscan Red. So that would be, let's see, for Prismacolors. It's blurry. I don't know how to make it focus on the pencils, but anyway, it's Tuscan Red, PC 937. Crimson Red, PC 924, and Crimson Lake, PC 925. And I've started off with Crimson Red as my base color. And you start with a very light cover of it. You make it look pretty much the same shade all throughout, and you start light. And then you're going to come back in. You can either come back in with more pressure from the Crimson Red to make it darker, or you can come in with the Crimson Lake and make it darker. And right now I'm working with Crimson Lake because I really just want to do 3 or 4 layers. I don't want to do a lot of layers because it can get waxy, especially on poster board paper versus more artistic paper. But you can see that I have decided my light is going to come in from this direction. So on this whole poster, it's kind of difficult to say, everywhere. Everything you do is not going to be exactly the same, because if you look at the poster, so like Mr. Man right here is standing underneath the roof of this house. So he's not going to have the same type of shading. He's not going to have light coming in on his hat right here because he's shadowed by the roof of the house. But you might see more light on this side because he's standing outside of the house, whereas with this, it's not really blocked by much of anything, so the light source is on the right. Same with this mushroom down here. It's going to be the same concept. You might see more light from your light source coming in up here on the frog's nose versus underneath here, the mushroom cap. So you just kind of have to play it by ear with a poster like this, or any type of coloring like this. So sorry, I just got away from my purpose there, but I just wanted to explain that. So right now I'm just coming in, and you just use your own judgment on how dark you actually want your mushroom cap to be and how many layers that you want for the same effects. I haven't done the other one yet, so I can't show you that, but it's in my head. I know what I want to do. Oh, I can't wait to read comments from you guys. It's been so long, and I'm so sorry I've been neglectful. for a long time, my eyesight has changed a lot the last few years, and I don't know if it just has to do with getting older, but when I look down while I'm coloring, everything would get really blurry, and I would be doing these videos, and like I'm doing right now, I'd be coloring, and then when I would go back and actually watch the video, I would notice that I wasn't coming all the way to the lines. There was like a little gap there, and it was literally because it was blurry and I couldn't see that I wasn't going all the way out there to the edge. So I got really frustrated and didn't want to do it anymore until I got some new glasses. I finally got some new glasses. Amen. And they have really, really helped. I'm adding a little darkness around. I don't know what you call these white things on mushrooms, but they usually stand up a little bit off of the mushroom. So to kind of create that, if you just add a little dark on the back side where the shadow would be, it kind of creates that a little bit. So once I get to the actual whiteness of it, just that little bit of darkness can really create that effect and make it pop. I'm not going to do it on this one though, because like I was saying about the light earlier, if I was to do it here like that, it would kind of confuse the eye a little bit. And I know right now that it might not look the best. The camera just captures every little hill and valley on this paper. So it's looking pretty rough, but when I come back in with my blender pencil or my blending medium, it will smooth it all out and look really, really nice. Excuse me. And I haven't decided yet about how I'm going to do, like what blending method I'm going to use on this. I might use a combination of a lot. I used to use Winsor Newton blending medium, and I do have a little bit over there. I have not opened it yet or tried to use it to see if it's, I don't even know if that stuff does expire, but we'll see. I'll get it opened and check it out later. If you followed any of my other videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a liquid blender, and I use paper stumps to do the blending. You know what, matter of fact, I'm going to put you guys on pause for just a second and grab it. Okay, so check this out. I can't get the cap off my Winsor Newton blending medium that I used to use. So I found some Gamsol, I think is how you say it, that I have left over here. So do a little bit of show you the difference between the blending pencil and the Gamsol. And I know a lot of you probably already know this, but there's still a lot of new colors out there, especially with this whole COVID-19 crap going on. So I'm just going to do this thing. I'm doing what I'm doing on the mushroom. I started off with the crimson red, and now I'm like doing a layer of the crimson lake. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the Tuscan, which is what I'll use for my third layer in the darker areas on the mushroom, like so. But you can see all the little valleys. That's what I call them. I learned it a long time ago, the term mountains and valleys, and it's basically, the paper that you use, no matter what it is, it's never going to be 100% like smooth. There's always going to be like little valleys in the paper, and that's what you see when you color like this and you see all the little white specks in there. That's because if you use light pressure, you're skipping over those valleys, and it's leaving them white on the paper, so you're not actually like coloring on the whole paper. It's just going over the and then depending on the type of paper you have, there's so many different kinds you can get that have a lot deeper, and I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but I just wanted to show you. So this is the Prismacolor blender pencil. So I'm going to come in here, and anybody that uses these, you kind of have to put a little bit of pressure in order to blend the colors and fill in those little valleys. So you can kind of see what that does. It basically just kind of smushes it all in and makes it have a smooth blend, a smooth transition from, one color to the next, and gets rid of those little valleys and makes it look more solid. So anybody that's used that kind of knows the amount of pressure you have to push, and it can get tiresome, especially if you're coloring a whole poster. So now I'm going to come in with my little blending stump. I'm going to dip it in my Gamsol, and I'm going to show you guys how easy look at that. Blends without having to like actually smush as hard as you do with your blender pencil. Well, this camera sure does pick up a whole lot that you don't see with the naked eye, I can tell you that. It's a new phone, new camera, so you can see how much easier that was, and how much better it looks than using a blender pencil. So yeah, I'm gonna come back over here just for the fun of it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's still kind of hard to fill in those little, might need some more colors, but yeah, like this is way better. I like that way better than using a blender pencil. So I think I'm gonna stick with the actual blending mediums versus the pencil for this poster. Now that I think about it, that's probably what I was doing last time too. It's just been so long, guys. Get back on this. Let's go back over here to my mushroom. And get back into some layers. So that example should show you that even though while you're following along, you can see all the little valleys in here and all the white, that you can still see once I'm actually done with this mushroom. You're probably not going to see any of that. And if you do see some, it's not going to be very much. Chances are also like I said, this camera is like really picks up on detail. So to the naked eye, I'm looking on the camera as I color, and you can see that little white speck right there on camera. When I look at the poster, you can't see that. You don't see it at all. So that's pretty neat. I mean, I guess it can kind of be a pain if you're trying to show people you can color, though. I guess another important thing to add is that when you do smush down all the little valleys that are in the paper when you're coloring, and there's nothing left to smush, you really can't add too much more color on top, because there's no paper. The paper doesn't, what am I trying to say? There's nothing left to color on except for the actual pencil. And Prismacolors, a lot of these, more professional style pencils are kind of waxy. So once you get to that point, it's almost impossible to add more color to it. At least for me anyway. Maybe there's new tricks out there that I'm unaware of, but so I try to keep my colors, my layers to 3 or 4 tops. So right now I'm on 2 layers and it's already getting pretty smooth over here. Dang it, I'm already at 15 minutes on this video. I've been practicing with this hyperlapse or time lapse as well and just speeding my videos up, but I haven't figured out how to be able to let you guys hear my birds and stuff, or me talking if I speed up the video. But now I'm going to come in with the Tuscan Red. I'll start off in this corner over here. That's where my darkest point is. And I am applying quite a bit of pressure on this one, in this color. It's not light at all. Maybe I should do this not so close up, and then you guys couldn't see all the little little valleys in the paper. All right. I'm just going to throw in some of this Camsol and see what happens. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. That looks so much better. Now you guys can get the idea of what I was talking about a few minutes ago. It blends it instead of looking all messed up. Yeah, what do you guys think? Feel free to leave a comment, but be nice. It's been 5 years at least since I've gotten to play, so probably need to brush up some on my technique. Ooh, maybe even get new pencils. Somebody out there was on the group page was posting all their lovely pencils and their collections, and there was quite a few brands in there that I'd never heard of. So You know, this page is all about reviews. Oh, my husband's gonna kill me. He's like, no more pencils. I think he gets frustrated because if I find some and I don't like them, I end up giving them away, and you know, that's quite a bit of money. I'm loving it, but I am gonna stop here with the Gamsol because I want to add more color up top before I start getting in there with it. Of course, I say that, but I'm like, yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get this mushroom done. Pretty sure if I remember correctly, I can maybe add on top of the Gamsol, but I really have to play it by ear. I definitely like it much better than the blender pencil because you do not have to put as much pressure at all. It hardly any at all, honestly. It might look like it, but I'm not. I'm just, what you would use as a light layer, that's the type of pressure that I'm using right now. If that. Look at that. It's beautiful. If you have arthritis, if you have problems with your hands, blending mediums are the way to go. Gamsol, Winsor Newton, and I'll try to post a link in the description down below to the products that I use in each of my videos. I will do that. Let me close this up. Also, if you use Gamsol, make sure you're in a well-ventilated area because it is odorless, but it is not fumeless, and you will get a headache if you do not have a well-ventilated area. That is one of the reasons I used Winsor Newton a long time ago, because even though it might have had a little bit of odor, the chemicals were not like they are with Gamsol, and I never ended up with a headache. But there you go. I'm not done with the white caps and stuff, but we're sitting at 22 minutes on this video, and I don't want to bore you to death or talk your ear off. So I will, you know, keep posting more videos as we go on this poster. Look at this. Look at that bird. Look at the tree. The butterfly. Ooh, the owl. Look at that. This is going to be so much fun, you guys. I will post the link to the poster. I love little dude. I'll post a link to the poster in the description down below. So if you want to follow along, feel more than, you know, do it. Go get the poster. Follow along. Let's do this together. It'll be fun. Bye.